back with what many people believe is the most necessary, important tool when it comes to gardening. It's a tiller. It's the way you cultivate and turn and prep the earth. So you're not stabbing at it with a little handheld hoe, so that your earth is prepped and aerated and properly ready for the perfect gardening season to come. Now, what we offer has blown people's minds. Every single season, our mini tiller is a customer pick. People buy it and it exceeds their expectations. They don't expect this much power from electric. They don't expect this much versatility and ability to go deep down with a mini size model. But this is the one that allows you to have the most perfect land for planting. And if there's ever a time to buy a mini tiller, it's now. Don't buy it in 2 months.
Right.
Don't buy it in 4 months after you've been stabbing at hard, cold earth. You buy it now, so the second you want to start planting, you've got the best way to prep the earth. Today, it's $34.99 on your credit card. We have about 1,300 to go around. It's going to get 2 airings on the day today and all be gone. It's a customer pick every single year. We take every single model we can possibly get from Earthwise, and they always sell out at this time of the year because gardeners, planters, green thumbs and brown thumbs, everybody needs to have a great one. And when you own one, you don't have to rent. Share it with your neighbor. Have your next door neighbor throw in a flex, your brother. You'll all have the perfect yards, the perfect plantings. All the hard work's done for you.
Exactly. This is the secret. I mean, watch it right here. The secret to a great garden, the secret to having better results than ever before. Look at this, where you're improving, you're turning that soil, you're doing an unbelievable task that normally would take so much time. Look at the weeding without damaging those flowers right next to it, because this is 11 inches wide. It can go 8.5 inches down into the soil, but you're gonna be able to have the biggest garden you've ever had with the smallest amount of work. If you take a look at what I've just done right here. Now, this is a new area for us. We just started tilling this. I think I've done 2 presentations in here, and we've tilled it a little bit. But look at this, these rows that I can make, these small 11-inch rows. Now, you can go across your whole yard, the biggest vegetable garden you've ever had, and now you've weeded, you've turned the soil. So here's what planting becomes. Just like this. You take your seedling, you put it in there, you pack the dirt around it again, and you're set to go. So you can go down the row. Well, but it's done such an amazing job on the soil. The bottom line is, you know, if you love gardening, if your connection to earth means a lot to you, but, you know, you don't have the strength and the energy anymore to, you know, cultivate the earth yourself, if you don't want to get on your hands and knees and sit and dig and claw and scratch and, you know, the hard part, the not fun part of connecting with the earth and planting vegetable gardens and herb gardens and flower beds is this part. Let electricity, let power do the heavy lifting for you so you can get to the part that you love. Yeah, and I think what's so cool about this is that almost every single review on hsn.com says the same thing. They were surprised, they were blown away by how much power it had. Because, you know, maybe in the past you're thinking, well, if it's something that plugs in, how powerful can it be? But look at the 4 tines that are on here. Roots and rocks and really hard soil, if it's the hard clay soil, whatever type of soil you have, this is going to do a great job at turning that soil, breaking up that soil, making planting easier, and believe me, this will chew up the weeds. So if weeding's always an issue, or you're looking at that big area in the back of your yard and you're thinking, man, I would love to turn that into a vegetable garden, but it's too much work, not anymore. This thing weighs about 25 pounds, and I'll show you this. It has the wheels on it, so taking it in and out of the garage or the shed is super easy, and then handling it is very easy as well. So let me go right into that same area, and I'll show you this. Turning it on is really simple, and safety is definitely involved. Earthwise thinks of everything. So if I let go of that bail arm, it stops right away.
Yeah, not the same with the gas powered models.
They're always on. When you let go, it stops. So safety switch to turn it on. Now it's on. If you were to stumble or any point, let go of that arm, it'll stop. So, but always easy to start right back up again. So let's move down a little bit further and show you what this can do. You're always in full control with the wheels on there and just moving it back and forth. And I can feel this hitting new ground and doing such a great job at tilling that soil. And I want to do it this way too. I want you to see this. I'll point this directly at the camera. So again, you can see how well this works on that soil. It does an amazing job at turning that soil. Look at that. And there are those 4 tines. Moving at 350 RPM, it's doing the job to turn that soil. So all this means that you've turned that soil, you can get rid of all those weeds. Now the soil's better for planting. But don't forget, if you want to put more peat moss in there, you want to add your fertilizer, then use your tiller to combine all that. So you've improved the soil, you've made it easier. All these things end up with one thing: better results with your vegetable garden, your flowers and plants. You will love this.
And here's the thing to remember. I mean, an expert would tell you, you don't buy a tiller in May. You don't buy a tiller in July. You start the season with your tiller. You prime before you paint. You till, you turn, you cultivate before you plant. And every season, our mini tillers come in March and they're gone by April. We've got flex, we've got free shipping, we've got every reason for you to say, I'm tired of raking and shoveling and scratching and clawing at the earth. I'm gonna let somebody else do the heavy lifting, and that's gonna be the electricity. You know, the width of the path is also made to be versatile so that you can go right along your walkways, so that you can carve out the perfect vegetable garden or flower bed. It doesn't have to be a big, giant industrial strength model. It's actually built for residential use.
Absolutely. And you were talking about, why do you want this? You don't want this in May. How about if you want to be the first one on the street with that beautiful tomato? Your garden's going to be happening much sooner if you have a tiller. I've added some peat moss, and I've also added some fertilizer, and look at the results. I mean, I'm tilling that same area, but you can see the power. You can see how easy it is. And I want to show you one more thing. You want to have those great results. You want to have the first tomato on the street. How about this? After you've used it with the wheels down and you feel comfortable with it, if you want to get that soil and have it be, or till it even deeper, you lock those wheels up just by pulling that pin. There's a little lock on the back, and now the wheels stay up. So now you can take full advantage of getting even deeper into the soil with those wheels up just like that. So turn it on. Now look at what this can do now. Still in control. If you were to let go at any point, well, I'm going to do this whole area now. Look at the power this has to get down into that soil. It really is a powerhouse, and you will see great results. I mean, just in the 2 days we've done this soil looks amazing.
I just imagine if you're doing this yourself, how many days do you do this before you actually plant what you love and get to the good part?
Right.
We're getting rid of the bad part, the hard stuff, the difficult labor, and actually doing it better. Nobody is strong enough to do what that tiller just did in those couple of minutes.
Right.
Here's what you need to know. We have a lot of master gardeners that shop with us here at HSN. They've invested in mini tillers. Every time, this is a customer pick. Every time we get a limited supply, because Earthwise sells these across the country at major retailers. Only at HSN do you get flex and free shipping. Only here can you spend under $35. Can you say, okay, for flex, me, my brother, my next door neighbor, my father-in-law, we're all gonna split up the flexes, and every one of our homes is gonna be the one that looks the best, that wins the prize, that gets photographed at the end of the season. But I bring all that up because we just don't have a lot of these in stock. We never do. Every time they come in, they get ravely reviewed, they get presented a couple of times early in the lawn and garden season, and they sell out. If you're going, I've got a northeastern storm, this is not on my mind yet, just know, when it is time, we may not have them in stock. And when it's time, you don't want to wait for it. Get it now and have it ready on the day that you want to take advantage and use it. We've got great flex, and 4 months from now, you'll certainly be done using it, that's for sure, for the year.
Make sure that in a month or so, you're not doing this. I mean, this really shows me how hard that ground is. If this is what you're doing in the past, trying to get that soil turned so you can start to plant, don't do it anymore. And I think, you know, master gardeners like you're talking about, Brett, I mean, they're aware of this, and they've said, well, a tiller's a great way to go. But for many of us, you know, I would never consider a tiller. It's a big, giant gas power thing. Where am I going to keep it? You know, where am I going to get one? How expensive is it? This changes all that. This absolutely changes it. It makes it so easy. You can handle this, but you can now have the biggest vegetable garden you've ever had. And I think that's what we all want. We want to have fresh vegetables. This is a way to have the biggest and the best, have great results, and all of it's going to be less work. When you see what this will do, if you were just using it to weed those areas, or even if you have grass growing, this will chew up that grass, turn that soil, and you will have amazing results. I gotta move over here and get to a new area. It does a tremendous job You'll be really, really blown away by the power and how simple it is. And the results will be there.
So listen, you prime before you paint. You pressure wash before you prime, so stay with us because that's coming up next.
Yeah, for sure.
You exfoliate before you moisturize. You're supposed to turn the earth before you plant. The nutrients get absorbed better. The roots, they set stronger. It is a fact of life that most of us thought took a shovel, took a lot of work, took a lot of labor, took a big headache, and maybe has been that part of the process that is now the reason you don't plant any longer. Get an electric mini tiller, no gas, no fumes, no loud engines, no big, bulky, terrible unit. I mean, you can literally hang this in your garage and get the difficult job done. Replant this season. Change up what you plant. Find your earth coming back into its